What's up, witches? Happy Beltane! It's the Fire Festival, and it's the festival of passion and fertility and growth, and it's a good day. Honestly, this is one of my favorite holidays. I'm not a Wiccan, but it kind of coincides with a good energy, so I've just been sticking with it for a couple years. So I'll be real with you. I have a couple of things planned that I'm going to take you along with, but another tragedy has occurred, and Chris and I have decided that I'm not meant to grow seedlings this year. The wind says otherwise, the universe says otherwise. A tragedy has occurred. Do you want to see it? It's quite terrible. It's quite terrible. So after Chris got home yesterday from work, he saw this poor, disheveled greenhouse down on its luck and had some repeated casualties. It's mildly disappointing, but at the same time, if the universe says no, I guess I should listen. So, I figured for Beltane, I would perform a little bit of glamour magic, and I kind of explain what glamour magic is, and then I'm going to show you how to make rose water. So that's going to be first. Let me go grab my roses and we can get to that. Alright, so I've got my roses here, and I'm going to show you kind of what I'm doing on the table, so you won't be able to see my face, but you'll be able to see what my hands are doing. Alright, so we got our roses here. To prepare them, we need to take all of the rose petals off first, and then we're going to dry these for later, and we're also going to take off all the thorns because we can use those in baneful magic. So, let's take off the leaves first. And if you can't get them off with your fingers, you can always use pruning shears. They work pretty well as well. But you can just use your nail to put it underneath the fold of it, and then you can just pry them off. Obviously, I won't be locking these in the drawer. I won't be, sealing these in a jar, like putting the top on top. This is just a holding vessel right now, but I do need to dry them because the stems are still green, therefore the thorns are still green, and if you leave them in a sealed jar, they'll just mold. And that's not what we're going for, so we're gonna avoid doing that. Oh, it's such a satisfying crunch. And then the top part you can just leave to the side. We'll use those later. I guess, do you know what glamour magic is? I'm not sure where the term originated, but glamour magic is basically projecting energy outward from yourself to be able to convince people of a different appearance for yourself. So whether that's changing the appearance of how your personality is, changing the appearance of your eye color, changing the appearance of your confidence. It's one of those things that it's universally known, but it's not universally used just because some people think it's very woo-woo. And to a certain degree it is. I've seen lots of different, I say spells on this very loosely, but to like change the color of your hair, like in The Craft, or, being able to darken your skin like a self-tanner or whatever. And I'm like, I don't believe in those things. But glamour magic should be used more as projecting a different energy from yourself and not necessarily different physical characteristics, if that makes sense. Because I don't think that you can just outwardly change exactly how you look, but you can change how you are being perceived by other people, and I think that's what you should focus on. So, making rose water, I'm going to be making it with the supercharged super moon storm water I made. If you guys weren't following me on TikTok, you don't know about this, but there was the super pink moon the other day, and I was gonna put out all my water, whatever, and then it started to storm, and I went, oh, super moon storm water. And so I got really excited, and from that I was like, all right, we're gonna make a facial spray that helps us with our confidence and, you know, some self-esteem boosts, because we all need a little bit of that. So that's what the purpose of this is. It's a little laborious, I'll give you that, but it is fun and it's kind of a meditative process. Sure, some biologists can tell me, but I always find it interesting that some long-stemmed roses have a ton of thorns and they're very sharp, and some have maybe one or two and they're reasonably squishy and there's not much bite to them. I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments, because that would be something fascinating. I'm sure I could probably Google it, but if you know, let me know. Alright, I'm gonna start with that and leave the last 4. I'm gonna see if we have enough. I'll dry those if I don't need to use them and add them to my wall of dried flowers. But let's start with these and I'm gonna show what we're gonna do with them next. Alright, so how this works is you get yourself a large pot. Make sure it's one that you have a lid for. And then you're going to take a short vessel and put it in the center of it. We're going to put roses around the outside with our storm water here, and then we're going to simmer it. So as the water condenses and evaporates onto the top of this, it will then all drip into the center, making it rose water that's infused and not boiled. So let's do that. I love the smell of roses. I love them so much. That's why I'm so blessed. When we moved in, we didn't know what plants were going to be on the property. There's a beautiful rose bush out front, just wild ditch roses, but they smell so nice. At my parents' house, there's a ditch rose bush in the corner of the house, and so every summer, every single breeze just is delightfully fragrant with roses. So it makes the whole house smell like roses in the summer. I'm very connected with the floral scent of it, and it just brings me so much joy and happiness. Now, you could probably do this with dried roses, which I do have a lot of. My concern is that you probably wouldn't get them nearly as fragrant, which is kind of the whole point. So you could do it with dried roses probably, but just know that it's not going to be nearly as potent. And unfurling them. See how this is just a big clump in the center? If you don't unfurl them, you're losing all of that surface area, which then bulks up more of your rose circle. Oh, they're so velvety soft. Like, they're just such a nice sensation on your fingers, in your nose. They're just pretty to look at. Roses are just great. Alright, I think that's enough. I'm gonna go get my water. So I didn't realize how many impurities there were in my storm water, so I'm gonna filter it real quick before I use it, because I'm gonna be using this as a facial spray, and I don't want to be putting impurities onto my face just to irritate my skin. So filtering it would help me just to make sure that everything is as clean as possible. While I'm waiting for that, alright, now that our water has been thrice filtered, it is clean and clear of impurities, we can use it. So we're going to put this on the outside by the flowers, not in the thing. You want to get it so it's not over the top of the thing, the center bowl, just enough. Perfect. Then all we're gonna do is put our lid upside down and turn it on low and let it just do its thing for a while. What I find one of the most humorous parts about me having a YouTube channel is that I've been doing these kinds of just strange crafts for different pagan holidays for years now, but I've never really shared them with anyone. So now having an audience that's like interested in what I do is such a strange concept. Because I've been doing this weird shit forever, making rose water, boiling storm water, cutting ribbons to tie around things, having flowers all over the place. It's cool that there are other people that are interested in these kinds of things. Make it about as long as the table. I should probably go get a real scissors. Yeah, that's a little too blunt. Orange kitchen shears to the rescue. Okay, back to what I was doing. Why are all of our scissors dull? You know what? Fuck it, we're using a fillet knife. So do you guys have plans for Beltane? What are you doing? This is a really good holiday for kitchen witches because it's all about partying and feasting with your friends and getting together to celebrate. So I don't know, if you're a kitchen witch, this is kind of your day. No matter how many things I do in the kitchen, I don't think I'll ever achieve the status of kitchen witch. I was never really great at cooking and don't really have the attention span for it. And I don't know how to time anything because I have no concept of time. So I think, oh yeah, that should be done, and it's super undercooked. I love kitchen witches so much. They just can do no wrong. They're just trying to feed people and make them happy. One of my best friends is a kitchen witch. She's a kitchen witch, but she's also a Scorpio, so it's quite an interesting combination. They're just such delightful humans. They must be protected at all costs. Ta-da! We have ribbons! So exciting. And then let's just put the ribbons on the tree. I also planned on making violet sugar cookies, but I'm not sure if there's enough violets in my yard, so I'm gonna run around and see if I can grab enough. If not, then that'll have to be another day. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have enough violets. A++. Well, I didn't need very many because I'm not making very many cookies, but I need to go wash these because they were outside, and then I can make my violet sugar. All right, we're gonna make our violet sugar, but first we're gonna preheat our oven to 350. So I've got this cute little pile of violets. I don't have a food processor, so we're gonna use a coffee grinder for my sugar and hope that it works. We're gonna find out because I have no idea. Don't really have the time or the patience right now to use a mortar and pestle all day, so we're gonna work with this. we're gonna just bake these for like 10 minutes. Alright, here's the aftermath of the rose water. I've got it chilling in the freezer right now because it was really difficult to get it out of there. So I didn't film that part, but let me tell you, it was a struggle. But we're gonna leave it in here for a second just to cool, and then we're gonna put it in a spray bottle. Alright, I have a lot of these amber bottles. This one's a spray bottle, but we're going to just use a funnel and put some of the rose water into here. This is why we try to use a funnel. Waste half of it on the table. That's fine. Close enough. And now you have a bottle of rose water that you can spritz all over your face. If you want to add any kind of toner to it, you can, but roses are a natural astringent, so you really don't need to. You can just use this. Another thing I have to do is replace everybody's deity candles because they're all out. This one got too hot, so I shouldn't use that one. And then the chaos down here is going to be my Beltane altar, so I have to clean this off real quick and then redo it. Alright, so to start off, I need to give my deities candles. Trim those in a second. That was the easy part. Now I have to deal with all of this. So I guess I gotta clean it off first. Now let's put this bad boy back together. I had to stop for a second because the cookies are done. Oh, they're so pretty. Not quite exactly what I was going for, but they'll do. So I figured out what I did wrong. I made the violet sugar, but I didn't mix it with butter, so it all just got dry. So like, it'll still taste good, but next time I should definitely mix it with butter. I'll probably do that with the next batch because I still have some good amount of leftover sugar. So I'll try that next time. But for now, it'll do. They'll taste good. All right, back to this monstrosity. No, it's not a monstrosity, it's just chaos. I've got some carnations. I'm gonna trim them up so they can fit down here because flowers. There we go, that fits much better, huh? Pupper, you are right in the way. Scooch. And this is my 2021 Beltane altar. Also, my intention candle's going real strong still, along with my orange peels that are still drying because I need to make sure there's not any short of moisture left in them. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. I hope you have a blessed Beltane and go have some fun. Celebrate it by yourself, celebrate it with your family, celebrate it with your friends. Stay safe, have some fun, and just enjoy the day. Until next time. Skull, my friends.